right, time now to hit the road once again with Rec.
That's right, sticking with the sports theme again this week, we dropped down a few levels to Rec football. Today we introduce you to a family who has spent the better part of their lives coaching alongside each other. It hasn't always been easy, but the lessons shared has made a difference in the lives of many. We meet the Pearls on this week's edition of Rec on the Road. The Virginia Beach Mustangs are not your average recreation football program. And neither are Bruce, Keith, and Sid Pearl. Sid started coaching his son some 40 years ago, and for the past 30 years, they have been standing side by side on the sideline, coaching together.
Oh, it's the greatest feeling there is, to have your boys with you out there.
Well, I mean, obviously it's very special. We're close. We've always been a close family. And my dad was with us when we were from 6 years, as long back as I can remember. I was 16 years old. Keith was already coaching with him. I was playing rec football. I wasn't big enough to play high school football, and Dad said, if you want to come out, come on out. And I started working with him when we were 16, and it just, that very first year, we actually won the Tidewater Championship.
And success has followed the Pearls ever since. They started the Virginia Beach Mustangs 10 years ago. The Mustangs compete in Pop Warner football. Both the 11 and 13-year-old teams have qualified for this week's national championships down in Orlando, Florida. Only 8 teams in the country in each division make it this far, and these 2 teams are the only teams to make it from the state of Virginia.
Our goal since the beginning is to win the national championship. And when we won the regional championship last week, we beat Winston-Salem for the 3rd year in a row, and we had mild celebration because we know there's a bigger goal in mind.
This season is extra special for the Pearls. It comes after a long and uncertain cancer battle for Sid. He beat lymphoma 19 years ago. However, it returned with a vengeance last year. But like his football teams, Sid was determined to win again.
They didn't know that he was going to win or not. He was in the hospital laid up, and he finally said, that's it, I'm going out of the hospital, take me home, come pick me up. And the doctor said, you're not leaving. He said, I'm leaving, and he was better ever since.
My wife says that's what keeps me going, is coming out each year with the kids.
The Pearls have been teaching the game of football for years, and the list of players to come through the system is like a who's who in local football. From quarterback Taj Boyd at Clemson to current Salem quarterback Bucky Hodges. But at the top of the list of Mustang alumni is Minnesota Vikings star Percy Harvin.
One of our alumni comes back, Scotty McGee from Jacksonville. He comes back and he talks to the kids out there at our banquet, and he tells them how important it is to get an education.
And while the Pearls spend much of their time teaching the finer points of the game, they also try to pass along life lessons that will serve these young players much later when the game has passed them by.
It's very important out there to be a good sport, know how to win, know how to lose. You don't win every day and you don't lose every day, and you got to know the difference between the two.
My goal in life, which is the same as my father's, is if I can take a child that otherwise might not get the opportunity and push him towards getting into college somewhere, then I did my job. I mean, if he goes to the pros, it's wonderful, but it's not what it's about. I mean, give him an opportunity so he can go to college and then make something of himself.
Football in the 757 has a national following. People know that the football in this area is great, and that's one of the reasons right there, because the kids get good coaching at an early age, and the Pearls are certainly part of that. They have 2 teams down in Orlando right now. Both of them have won their first-round games, so they're still alive for a national championship.
And how great that they can be together, you know, as father and son and as father figures to those kids too. I mean, they say you can't be all things to all people, but it looks like the Pearls are giving it a shot.
They've kept it close for a very long time.
Yeah. All right. Great story.